Right as we were going on the air, the House of Representatives voted on whether or not to expel Congressman George Santos. He's out.
Santos George was allowed being expelled from the House, from the Congress. He was expelled because 311 people were against him and 105 were Republican. They didn't really want him because of the too much lies. He was a pathological liar, according to Joy Behar. He lies a lot. He have been lying. All through his profession, they claim that he's been lying, and they could not take that any longer. And they tried to compare him with Bob Menendez. Bob Menendez, on the other hand, went through trials, and he was free because of the trial. After the trial, they didn't find him guilty. But what is different is that they did not give George Santos this. They didn't do that to give him that trials to see, but they went ahead and just removed him and expelled him because of too much lies that they believe he was telling. 23 charges against him, so everything was against him for him to step down. So that is how George Santos was basically removed. They talk about that he wasn't even ashamed that he has his buttocks on that same day. He still had those boots on that same day. Basically, the women in the view trying to say that sometimes if you're lying about something, you even try to hide your face. You try to hide all those things. But to George Santos, he was very bold with it, and he wasn't even scared of anything, and he wasn't feeling ashamed that what he has done is wrong. You know, sometimes you might lie, and when you're caught, you'll be feeling guilty, but he wasn't. He was feeling like, to him, he has not done nothing. So he was being expelled. What do you really think? Do you support that George Santos was being expelled from the Congress, or do you think they could have another? They could have take him through trials the way they did to Bob Menendez, or do you think he deserved to go away compared to Bob Menendez? Let me see your own opinion on the comment section.
So, right as we were going on the air, the House of Representatives voted on whether or not to expel Congressman George Santos. He's out. Listen, comedians everywhere are in mourning today. 311 members voted to expel him, including 105 Republicans. Of course, the leadership voted against expelling Santos. That includes the fabulous Speaker Mike Johnson, Steve Scalise, who was shot and then voted for more guns, and Elise Stefanik. Who was she again?
She's from Long Island.
Republican. All right. So he's now the 6th House member in U.S. history to be voted out of office. They want to keep him there for the vote. Right, Alyssa?
Yes, and this will likely lose Republicans a seat. This is a Dem +2 district that he represents, though there's a number of Republicans running to replace him as well as Democrats. This is a big deal. I think it's significant because the previous members who had been expelled, it was people who participated in the Civil War. But this man defrauded the voters. He committed crimes. He lied about it. And I believe he was a danger. Like, he's so silly that it's actually like, he's excellent for TV. I'll give him that. But when you're a pathological liar, you can't have access to classified information. You can't have access to market moving information. This is
Trump
the right
does
call.
it. What Trump does
I
that
will
exact
say,
thing.
I would be remiss if I didn't say I think Bob Menendez needs to resign as well.
Okay,
he has been indicted on corruption.
He's not running for president, though,
No,
so
the difference between Bob Menendez and what's happening with George Santos is that Santos, I think, has gotten some level of due process. He hasn't gone to trial. He hasn't been convicted. I'm old enough to remember when James Traficant from Ohio was expelled from the House after being convicted. But he did get an ethics investigation. There's an ethics report, and I think that's what changed the vote outcome today. There was a vote on November first, also to expel him, that lost. And 31 Democrats supported Santos staying at the time. Yeah. That changed dramatically because of this due process, the ethics investigation. If they do that with Menendez, Schumer brings it on, it's a different story.
I don't know the civics of it, the politics.
Yeah. So now John Federman, so him basically George Santos has been expelled, but Menendez also have to go to George Federman. He doesn't see any reason why they will expel Santos and allow Bob Menendez. Santos' lie was just like he landed on the moon, which is funny. But Bob Menendez, according to him, is representing Egypt, not New Jersey. So actually, to him, Bob Menendez has no right to still stay in Congress, because it is not fair for the Congress to the leaders to take away George Santos, and still allow Bob Menendez in office. What do you really think? Do you support what John Federman is saying about removing Santos and putting and allowing Bob? So what do you really think? Do you think he's correct that the leaders of the Congress could have expelled both of them, other than allowing Bob and removing Santos? Let me see your own opinion on the comment section. Thank you.
You might have heard that Congress just expelled George Santos.
Yeah, Santos.
Yeah, and you've also been calling to get rid of Menendez, I know. But first, before we talk about that, what's your reaction to the expulsion?
Well, it's like I'm not surprised, but to me, I think the more important picture is that we have a colleague in the Senate that actually did much more sinister and serious kinds of things. Senator Menendez, he needs to go. And if you are going to expel Santos, how can you allow to somebody like Menendez to remain in the Senate? And Santos's kind of lies were almost funny, and he landed on the moon and that kind of stuff. Whereas I think Menendez, I think, is really a senator for Egypt, not New Jersey. So I really think he needs to go. And especially, it's kind of strange that if Santos is not allowed to remain in the House, someone like that. Yeah.
Are you, though, uncomfortable with the fact that there hasn't been an adjudication, that while he's been charged, there hasn't been a conviction? With Menendez.
I am. And it's like he has the right for his day in court and all that, but he doesn't have the right to have those kind of votes and things that's not a right. And I think we need to make that kind of decision to.
Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please help and subscribe and help share the video. If you really like what we are doing and you want to support in your own little way, you can join the membership. Is on the link will be underneath this video. God bless you.